Are you a basketball dad or mom? Well, hear me out. Part 1. Why your son might need more than just basketball practice. Listen, I know your son is nice on the court. I know he can break ankles, hit the step back, and run up 20 points like it's light work. But we got to talk about this. Real talk, no shade. Because I see you, parents in the stands, AAU every weekend, private training, team fees that look like rent, all because you're thinking this could be his way out. This could change our lives. And yes, poor athletes get paid. We all saw that $260 million contract. We all know what Nike money looks like. But let me hit you with this, and you know this. Less than 2% of college athletes go pro. And that's after making it through high school, recruitment, college, and staying injury-free. So what happens to the other 98%? It's crickets. Okay, let me give you a scenario. Your son spends 10 years training like he's going into the league. No time for shadowing his pediatrician or having internships or building skills outside of sports. Then senior year hits and he tears an ACL or doesn't get the call. Now what? You just poured a decade into a dream with a 1% return rate and zero backup plan. That's not investment. That's gambling with your kid's future. Plus, he can't really talk about anything else except for ball. Honestly, he's not well balanced, and you know that. Meanwhile, other careers, they're right here. Cloud engineer, 6 figures, remote, no concussions. HVAC technician, certified in 6 months, owning a business in 3 years. Finance bro, app designer, project manager, all of them are high earning, low injury, and real. Not only that, all of these professions, and many more, have a much higher success rate. In other words, there's a much greater chance that if he goes for it, he'll get it. Why? Because there are more slots there than going into professional sports. And don't get me started on the fact that athletes retire before age 40, way before in most cases. So what's the plan for the other half of his life? Now, I'm not saying don't let your son play sports. Sports builds discipline, teamwork, confidence, things that we all love. But sports should be the seasoning, not the whole meal. Sports shouldn't take over his entire brain and identity. Becoming an engineer or a scientist doesn't depend on how old his body gets. Becoming an educator or attorney depends on his commitment and doesn't have a million people for every one slot. Going into business or healthcare gives him a greater chance and more longevity, not to mention more consistent paycheck, believe it or not. Just some things I encourage you to think about so that you can provide your kid a balanced childhood. So comment below, what's something you wish more boys, especially boys of color, saw as cool besides sports? Let's build that list.